Right, hello. I've got a couple of videos that I'm going to be recording in the next segments. Although I'll be doing this one and another one, and then watching some TV program. Then I'll come back and record a few more, which I normally do anyway. And I have actually got subjects that I'm going to talk about. The first one is basically about sugar. Yes, sugar. Because I watched a program the other day about. In fact, I'm going to do another food one. I think I'm going to think about it because I've got another food one to look at as well. But yeah, I basically watched a program about sugar, and it was Jamie Oliver basically who did a one-off documentary program about it, because he's very, very concerned about the assumption of sugar. Now, it's an addiction. Sugar is almost like, say, taking drugs or having alcohol, because a lot of people have sugar and they can't stop having the sugar, if you think about it. However, there is a concern with Jamie Oliver that he wants to tax sugary drinks. He wants soft drinks basically to be taxed, as in like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and things like that. And he thinks it'll be a good idea because it'll tackle obesity and the amount of people that have diabetes, which of course a lot of people have. And he knows how bad it is, because he sees young people, who shouldn't really be having a lot of sugar or shouldn't really be getting diabetes. But another thing is, it's not about just having that. There's a lot of food, and he's discussed it in his program, that there's a lot of food that's supposed to be healthy, yet it has sugar in it. And that is worrying for what he believes. I mean, you can often make drink yourself, you can make your own food and watch what you put in it, but you can't do that on certain things when you buy it. And drink is probably the worst, because you think, well, I'm going to go and buy some drink. You'll think it'll be healthy, you'll think, oh, that'll be good for you, and then you don't realise the amount of sugar that goes into it, and that's probably the worst problem. It's a bit like when people buy cereal. They'll buy cereal and think healthy, and then they don't realise that it's got quite a bit of sugar in it already, without you even putting sugar on it when you actually go home and have it. And I understand that he wants to tax this, and he did go to a place like Mexico where it was absolutely it's like the number one consumption in the world of like soft drink. They literally, it's like a godsend to them anyway. But what got me was, he never thinks about certain people. There are certain people in this world that only eat certain food and only eat certain drink. Or, well, don't eat, drink certain drink, as opposed, And that's a problem that I find when it comes to taxing things, because it will hit them hard. I am one of them. People who know me know that I am a fussy eater, but I do eat a little bit more than, I drink. But when it comes to drink, I am very, very fussy. I absolutely do not drink hardly anything, basically. In fact, it's far more worse than food. Food, I'm a little bit better with. I'm not the greatest in food. There's lots of food I don't like. But at least there are things that I can eat far more. When it comes to drink, I only like 4 types. 4 types of drink. Literally. And 3 of them happen to be soft drinks. I do like milk. So you could say that's 5, but I wouldn't drink it. I only have that over with cereal or when it's used in cooking parts. But the ones I do drink is basically Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Irn Bru, my all-time favourite, and of course tomato juice. But it's expensive to be buying tomato juice just to drink on a daily consumption. It might be healthy, but it's expensive because of the fact that, just to have one carton, because I would need a carton a day. A carton of tomato juice might cost £1, and you don't get a lot with it. That's a problem. Where a whole bottle, but I don't drink a whole bottle of Irn Bru. I don't drink a whole bottle of Coca-Cola. I don't drink a whole bottle of Pepsi in one day. Some people do, right? I don't, because it goes a little way. I would say I drink probably half or just over half of it a day. Partly because my mum and dad, well, my dad might drink some of it, It's not always for me to. It's not always me that drinks it. It just depends on itself. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who have a lot of these soft drinks and they drink so much of it. I've read in the papers that they're like, and the food, they just consume a lot of food. They will eat a lot and they'll drink a lot, and they'll say, they probably drink one whole big bottle of Coca-Cola, Pepsi or Irn Bru a day. They probably have two maybe, because they'll do that. They'll often drink, like when they have breakfast, they'll often have a big breakfast and they'll drink probably something. What I normally do is I would get up in the morning and basically I would have a little drink. That would be my drink. That would be my go-to drink. So if I was getting up at say 9:30, I could have a drink at say 10 o'clock. That would be my first drink. 10 o'clock in the morning, I have my first little drink. Right? It's not a full glass. I fill it up a little bit, whatever, and that'll be it. And then I will probably not have another drink again until say 1:45, as an example. So that would be my thing. I would wait until 1:45 to have another drink. I would pour out a bit more and have another drink. So after that, I might not have another drink then until 4:30, 5 o'clock, whatever. I'm not consuming a lot of, compared to some people who would have a lot. So there's that, and I'll probably drink a lot more at night. I would probably end up drinking a lot more at night. So I would probably, at 1:45 I'd have my drink, and then after I'd have another drink, and then I would have, But that's what I would basically do. I'm not going to turn around and say I have a lot of drink, but I just think it hits people hard like me, who don't drink anything else. I've had Pepsi Max and things like that, but I just don't like it. I don't like the taste. There's something about it I just don't like. So basically what I do is I have to have basically the normal Coca-Cola, Pepsi or Irn Bru, and then I do like to have tomato juice, but I usually heat that up and pour it over my chips or something like that. But I just don't drink other drinks. So taxing it would be bad. I mean, he wants to tax it in restaurants. He knows that the government might not tax it, but he can do it in his own restaurants. And that is where it would hit people like me hard, because he doesn't realise that there are people, even people I don't even know around the world, who probably only drink certain things. And if you're in England, then there are people that basically only eat certain food, or they only have certain drink. It's gonna hit them hard, because you'll think to yourself, might go to the supermarket today and think it's only going to cost me like £1 for that bottle of Coca-Cola. They might, or Pepsi. They might have it on offer like 2 for £2. So you think, not a bad idea. Or you go to Iceland and they've always got Irn Bru on offer like 2 for £2 or something like that. So there's always a chance that we can get it, and we get a fair bit, so that I'm always stocked up. But when it starts to get to the fact that James Bond wants to tax it, and it gets taxed, it's going to be like, well, there's the problem, because what will happen is it will be like, yeah, but we're going to charge you now extra. So the tax might hit us hard, because we're no longer paying £1 a bottle or 2 for £2. The tax might come up with, say, it might be a 10% rise in the tax. They might say we want something like 20p, 30 odd p to go onto it. So basically what you're going to do, you're going to pay £1.30 now for that, or you're going to pay that little bit extra. It might not be 30p, he might think it should be a little bit higher. I don't know how much it will go any higher, but a 50p tax could hit you hard. So by saying it's going to be £1.50 for that bottle of Coke, but we now want to make it 2 for £3, not 2 for 2. That could be the bit that would hit you hard, because you'll think, but he don't think about that. He just thinks that it can solve a problem. I guess in a way, yes, it will stop more people getting diabetes and things like that, because the health problems that seem to be happening more and more. But I guess there's people like me who just don't drink anything else. I'm not being a pussy, because years ago when I was a kid I used to drink other things, but I've grown up now and I don't like it anymore. So basically I just drink what I like and that's it. But there you go. But I'll leave it for that. Maybe you've got comments on this and whatever else, but I've got a couple of videos to do after this and that, so keep watching and bye for now.